Every day, hundreds of airliners take off from cities all over the world. During each day, these planes carry thousands of passengers more than 1 million miles. But that isn't what makes these aircraft special. They're special because they belong to the dedicated professional team, Northwest Airlines. Northwest's huge network connects hundreds of cities on 3 continents. The thousands of people who fly Northwest every day add up to more than 31 billion passenger miles each year. Together with our fleet of more than 300 aircraft, this makes us one of the world's largest air carriers by any standard. At the same time, Northwest carries more freight than any other passenger airline. And we have our own fleet of Boeing 747s, designed to carry nothing but cargo. Our financial strength and steady growth throughout our 60-year history makes us one of the leading airlines in the industry. It's a record any company would envy, and few can match. Our plans for the future call for us to become the #1 choice for business travelers all over the world. To meet this goal, we are committing more than $5 billion for new aircraft, including the super quiet Airbus A320 and A340 jetliners. We are also the first airline to take delivery of the new generation of wide-body jets, the highly sophisticated and fuel-efficient Boeing 747-400. But it takes more than aircraft to run an airline. It takes people, people to maintain planes, and people to fly them, people to sell seats and assist customers, on the ground and in the air. And behind the scenes are hundreds more people in offices all over the world. It is through the efforts of this worldwide team that Northwest maintains its high standards of customer service and efficiency. When Northwest started in 1926, all it took was 11 people to fly and maintenance the airplanes and run the airline. In the years that followed, hundreds more joined the team as the public accepted air transport as readily as they accepted trains and buses. Now more than 35,000 people make up the Northwest team. But beneath the history, the numbers, facts, and figures, there lies a tradition, the spirit of Northwest people and their pride. A spirit born in the origins of the airline. That spirit continues today and makes Northwest one of the best airlines in the world. It all began with Colonel Lewis H. Britton, when air travel was still a novelty. Britton moved to St. Paul from Cleveland, Ohio, shortly after World War I. He quickly established himself as an accomplished industrial planner and developer, with a reputation for practicality. But it was the time of Lindbergh, a time for dreamers, and Colonel Britton had his own dream. He saw the growth of industry across the Midwest, and he recognized the need for rapid, convenient business communications over the broad expanse of the continent. His dream was a network of airmail routes. He made that dream a reality and called it Northwest Airways. Julius Perlt was just 25 in 1926 when Colonel Britton hired him as a chauffeur and general helper, Northwest employee number 4.
The airline was started by Britton going to Detroit and getting the Detroit people to give him 3 stints in airplanes, which they did as 50% of the stock. Then he sold stock to the business people of St. Paul at $1,500 to keep the airmail going. I delivered a lot of it.
Britton's plan worked. Airmail left the Twin Cities bound for Chicago, Milwaukee, and other cities across the upper Midwest. Colonel Britton's dream brought together a special team filled with the spirit of adventure. Grit-faced men ready and willing to meet the challenges of a brand new industry. These were the original pilots and mechanics. Men like Chadwick Smith, James Lamont, Walter Bullock, Andrew Hufford, and legendary barnstormer Speed Holman. Their undaunted spirit kept the planes flying through the early years, kept the planes flying through rain and darkness, without radios or beacons. They flew the mail through the coldest winters, in open cockpit planes that had no heaters. Britain watched these fiercely independent men change, growing into a team filled with the spirit of both independence and dedication. It was this spirit that gave his fledgling airline its unlimited potential. The pilots weren't the only ones with the Northwest spirit. Emmy Anderson started with Northwest in 1929 as a jack of all trades, ticket seller, baggage handler, and even part of a ground crew for the company's first passenger aircraft. His dedication and spirit of customer service during more than 40 years with the company helped make Northwest one of the world's leading airlines.
You didn't have a title. You were an employee. You worked there, and you did everything.
The Northwest spirit goes beyond the special service we've always given our customers. Our dedication to innovation has made us an industry leader in solving the challenges facing all airlines: weather, equipment, and the dangers that face our crews in the performance of their duties.
Most of those other airlines merely waited for someone else to say, hey, this is a problem. We just did everything independently.
Dan Soa is just one example of the Northwest spirit of innovation. His research led to the discovery of wind shear in 1957.
I could get on the airplane in the jump seat, and if I saw what looked like a wind shear problem, and go fly with the crew in the problem, right in the environment, see what it was, and be with them with it. It was part of our philosophy under Mr. Griggs to think independent. Just don't take somebody's word for something. Make sure it is or it isn't a problem.
We've always looked for our own solutions to technical problems and to finding our way in the marketplace. And thanks to the extra efforts of our people, we've always overcome our challenges. This spirit of dedication and innovation led to the first night airmail service, flying even before beacons or radios. The first pilots in uniform. The first commercial routes from the Twin Cities to Seattle. The first radio communication system. Passenger and freight routes to the Pacific using the Great Circle route. The first high-altitude oxygen mask for passengers and crew. America's largest fleet of wide-body aircraft. New routes into major European cities and Asia. And now, thanks to modern technology, further innovation is in our future.
Well, I can see the whole, everything becoming more and more computerized and more efficient because of the computerization.
And today, our dedication to innovation has given us NATCO, the Northwest Aerospace Training Corporation, the most modern and up-to-date pilot training facility in the world. It's being used to train our own pilots and pilots from airlines all over the world. Innovation and our search for better solutions have consistently let us do things faster, more efficiently, for less cost. Carl Magnuson helped us save millions of dollars when he proved that the engines on our 747s could be used in our DC-10s.
Well, that engine went into the DC-10, and we didn't really have any serious problems with that engine installation. And as far as the engine shop was concerned, we never knew we had a new engine when we got the DC-10. So I think it saved the company quite a lot of money.
Through our innovation and dedication to customer service, we set the standards that the rest of the airline industry follows today.
But it was just a kind of a way of life, and superior airmanship was it, and everybody did their best and felt like everybody else was doing their best too. So you.
I think due to the route structure that Northwest operates on, that they had to maintain higher standards. They're operating into areas that were not as modernized as just the U.S. operation.
The Northwest spirit of superior customer service is the cornerstone of our business, as well as a source of personal pride and professionalism.
So basically everyone tries to handle everyone else's bag as they would want someone else to handle their bag. You know, sort of like do unto others as you'd have them do to you, you know, actually.
Way of handling people hasn't changed. You still have to use the same tactics that we used years ago, and a good agent or customer service employee has to be one that is able to maintain a helpful attitude towards the one that you're dealing with.
The Northwest spirit is one of teamwork, of reaching goals that one person alone couldn't hope to accomplish.
The customer is extremely important, and we all have to help in that, including
the passenger is the most important aspect of the industry, of our company, and that's who we have to provide satisfaction for. We can't do that working as an individual. We have to do it together. Each person has to work together to make sure that that passenger gets complete satisfaction when they come to our airline.
When all the team elements are in place, you can't beat Northwest anywhere.
Northwest's commitment is to our people as well as our customers. From the moment Colonel Britton launched his small airmail service, he kept his eye fixed on the opportunities that lay just over the horizon in the future. The opportunities facing us today are found in our continuing growth and expansion.
It's growing and expanding more and more each day. Every day is more challenging for us that work here at Northwest. And the more challenging it is for us, the better and better our job becomes.
As the company approaches a new century, there are more opportunities for us than ever before. Opportunities in the air with new aircraft. Opportunities on the ground with new markets. Opportunities in customer service and comfort with computerized reservations, ticketing, and seating. And even though our goals are not easy ones, they are well within our grasp.
Their goal, I think, is obtainable of being the #1 air carrier and the domestic air carrier feeding the Pacific, as well as going into Europe with a strong market there.
With our spirit, the Northwest spirit, we can carry our passengers and each other into the 21st century and make our dreams reality.